Hello and welcome to another episode with me. I'm Mark and this is my Harley Davidson Pan America. They look stupid. Good. In tonight's episode, I ride a camel. I get a facial and pamper. And I dance to some traditional Moroccan music. All this whilst riding the best roads North Africa has to offer. Roll the intro. This is North Africa, land of vast skies and relentless heat. I've ridden my motorbike all the way from London, UK, across Spain and into Morocco. At the end of all of this is the Sahara, the largest, most unforgiving desert on Earth. No air conditioning, no shade, no company. I was alone. I had a bike, a vague plan, and a worrying amount of optimism. The goal was simple: ride across Morocco and get to the Sahara Desert. Oh yeah, very good, very nice. That was worthy of an Oscar. Whoever made that intro is talented, raw talent. Hello dog, oh yes, you missed me. 5 weeks of no dog. Naughty dog, oh yes you are. I arrived at Tangier port. Now, to anyone who wants to go to Morocco, you must get insurance. Anyway, it cost me about 65 euros for the third-party insurance, and when I asked about breakdown cover, the chap simply smiled and said, good luck. I got on my bike and headed south to a little blue town called Chefchaouen. Now, Chefchaouen is famous for being blue. The whole town is painted blue, which is remarkable. It looks stunning. It's the influencers' heaven. There's more influencers than locals, believe me. Anyway, it's painted blue, supposedly. It is painted blue because it I can't remember. I'm not going to try and pretend like I'm Michael Palin and this is not a travel program. I'm not very good at remembering facts, but I do know that someone told me that it's blue in order to keep the temperature down, which I don't know how that would work, and also to keep the mosquitoes at bay, which didn't work because I was bitten to shit. So there was also a cockerel at 4 a.m. cooing when I was sleeping and extremely hungover after getting pissed with the locals. Anyway, here is Chefchaouen by Mark. Parking. One motorbike? Yeah. Welcome to the Moroccan city, town. Anyway, it's all blue. all of it is blue, which is absolutely, I don't understand it, but it looks fantastic. It's wild, it's wacky, it's new smells, new tastes, great prices, lots of haggling. Hey man, how are you? All good? I'm good. London. Yeah, London.
Weed farm.
Oh, the weed farm.
Look how you
I've
make
heard
it.
about this weed farm.
Look how you make
Oh
it.
yeah?
Take picture. Even no bite, even no smoke, no problem. 10
I can't
minutes.
smoke my head, you know, I'm not, it's not good, yeah. It's okay, I appreciate it, thank you brother. Okay, see you later. Everyone's trying to fleece you or sell you weed. Let me go up here. Let me go up here. You'll have to forgive me for being out of breath everywhere I go. It's just incredibly hilly and there's steps everywhere. Tell you what though, I'm fully on board this painting your house blue job. Why don't we do that? Just paint the whole town blue and everyone will flock to it and spend a load of money. It's genius. Dead cheap to do. And you live here in Chefchaouen?
Yeah.
Am I saying it right? Chefchaouen. 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 Oh, hey. Chefchaouen, pretty cool place, eh? I would recommend everybody to see that once in your life because it is so amazing. It's so lovely. The food is good. The food is mega cheap. The drinks are well, alcohol isn't cheap. That pint which I bought cost me about £12. It wasn't even a full pint. Gosh, is whoever is riding that motorbike. The next day, I hopped on said Harley Davidson and rode to Rabat, and the goal was to get to the Agafay Desert to then get to the Sahara Desert. Now, this is where things get interesting. The ride was full of things I've never seen before. I saw a van full of about 20 people, completely packed to the nines, people hanging on to the back. There was a scooter with a man with a sheep strapped to the petrol tank. I mean, you just see weird and wonderful things. When you get off the boat at Tangier, it is immediately apparent you're not in Europe anymore. Everything's different. The smells, the noise, the atmosphere, it's brilliant. What I love about Morocco is when you're riding your bike, you can smell all of it. And it just, your senses are heightened. And for some people, it might be quite scary going into a country where there's no home comforts. But isn't that the point of traveling? Because travel is wisdom. Now I'm really starting to sound like Michael Palin. Hello, woof woof. Hello, dog. Anyway, so I rode south and it's amazing how the whole countryside, the landscape changes within the blink of an eye. Not only that, the temperature. I could be riding in 25 degrees and I kid you not, suddenly a wave of warmth. It's like going through a pocket of air and you think, well, surely this is going to stop. And it just keeps going and keeps going for the remainder of the day. Temperatures can really change in an instant, depending on where you're going through. And I noticed that a lot when I was riding through Morocco. But the landscapes were amazing. Different coloured soils, rich, dark bronze, orange colours. I mean, the soil was spectacular. Starting to sound like an absolute salad. But I kid you not, the soil was the same colour as some of the tones of brown on this jacket, like a really rich, bronzy orange. And from Rabat, I headed to the Agafay Desert, which is not far from Marrakesh. Oh, switching locations as the dog won't stop howling in the field. Anyway, and so the journey south began to the Agafay Desert. Enjoy the next couple of clips. This is me riding through all sorts of roads, terrains, and the landscape is simply stunning. What an incredible evening. I stayed in a 5-star, 2-star, advertised as 5-star. It wasn't a 5-star. I stayed in a desert camp and there was music, food, entertainment. It really was quite a special place. But the thing was, everyone there was on their honeymoon and I was by myself, and they made me sit in the corner when the entertainment started with, you know, serving out the food. In fact, I went to go sit on a table and they said, no, sir, you can't sit here, in front of everyone, and made me go to the corner. I think most people thought I'd probably been dumped and was going on a honeymoon by myself. It was a bit awkward. And if I'm honest, I didn't really enjoy my time because the day getting there was so incredibly awful. I couldn't sleep because all I could think about was getting out of the Agafay Desert the next day. It's gonna be so hot. I need to leave now. So I left at 8 a.m. I didn't get out the Agafay Desert until about 3 p.m. Let me just play you the footage riding through the Agafay desert. As you can see, there is nothing around. It's barren. It's just a dusty road. And this is where I could have done with some decent off-roading tyres. And then my experience would have been so enjoyable. This would have been so much fun. Now, I've owned CRF 450s, Beta 250s. This is a dream to ride with those sorts of bikes. But on a Harley Davidson with road tyres, I mean, not the smartest decision in the world. So I'm going really slow. This is why it took so long. There's no one out here except for these little tiny sort of settlements. Now I've stopped here because I'm just weighing up my options. This route down does not look safe. The GoPro will not pick up the steepness of this terrain. And there were sheer drops off the side, potholes as big as cars. It was just dangerous. And as soon as you get into this little valley, which looked like a road, I actually think this is just a dried up riverbed. No grip whatsoever. It was like driving through sand. It was pretty scary and I thought I was going to drop the bike. I've ridden on terrains worse than this and it's been really fun with the right tyres, but I'm basically running on a slick. So as you can see, I'm bending the handlebars, trying to gain control, and here I've just run out of road, so I thought, well, I'm just going to take it off piste. Literally, the bike did amazingly well to do that. I'm very impressed. And then I get to the road and I'm just elated. So I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't get to the Sahara Desert, which was the whole point of this entire trip. But for the reason being that the Agafay Desert, I clocked 42 degrees. The bike started to overheat. It switched off and I couldn't get it started again. That was really scary. On top of that, I didn't have any water because I drank it all. I didn't have any phone signal. It's just a dangerous place when things go wrong. I bumped into some locals and they told me that they don't travel alone this time of year at that time of the day, and they thought I was absolutely mad for doing it. So I decided not to go to the Sahara Desert because, quite frankly, I was fed up of the desert. I just didn't see the point in going to the Sahara. More risk, more heat, more exhaustion. I had enough. I just wanted to relax, and so that's exactly what I did. I headed west to the coast and stayed in a lovely little town called Taghazout to do some surfing. Well, it wouldn't be a proper trip to Morocco without a camel ride. Here's me riding cappuccino. Welcome to Morocco. My name's Mark, and I've swapped the Harley Davidson for a camel. Anyway, I was just going to get a bite to eat, and some bloke comes out 2 camels, and then next thing you know, puts this dress on, and off we are. Get some seafood on a camel. So my camel's called Cappuccino, this one's called Scooby-Doo. And this one's a little bit frisky. Oh God. What a lovely building site this is. Flies. I mean, the man's just taken us into a car park on a camel. It's not exactly the dunes of the Sahara Desert. Ooh, Very well done, actually.
500 each.
No!
Tomorrow finish.
No!
Tomorrow finish. Oh.
Not 500. What the hell just happened? This bloke just comes up with 2 camels, thought, oh, we'll just take a picture. Fleeced us for 200. That was a good deal. And he wanted more, obviously. And he was going Facebook, Facebook, Facebook. We don't have Facebook. My mum uses Facebook, that's it. Anyway, bloody rodeo on a camel for a car park and a building site. You'll notice on this channel, I don't like to do things conventionally, and so I'm about to hit you with some ASMR related content. I went to the barber's to get my beard trimmed to a 0, leaving the moustache by a lovely chap called Mel at the beautiful Star Spa. Watch this. Well, it wouldn't be a proper trip without going to the barber's to get a facial. So that's exactly what I'm going to do at beautiful Star Spa. Come join. Hello.
Hello.
Sit here.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Good, good. What's your name?
Professor name.
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah?
My name is Mel.
Mel.
Oui.
Mel and Mark, the dream
Welcome.
team. Thank you. I like your shop. Mel, is it possible to do this, a 0, but keep moustache? So with this one?
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
And then
This one, no?
yeah, no haircut.
Just là-bas?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Whoa, almost fell asleep. Oh, good. Thank you, Mel.
Thank you.
It's okay. You can take it.
Come.
Yeah?
Have to visit.
Oh, will we see round? Oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Blimey, this is cool. Can I walk in?
Oui, oui.
Yeah? Wow. This is pretty spectacular. Very hot. It's beautiful.
Beautiful Star Spa.
Yeah. Wow.
To visit a massage.
Oh really? You do massage? Do you do for 2 people
Oui.
at the same time?
Ouais.
Oh. Wow.
Salle to massage.
Mm-hmm.
2 person.
2 person?
Ouais.
Do you want a massage? Yeah, we should do it. Do you have time for
Oui.
both of us?
Oui.
Okay. This is how I look. Thank you very much, Mel, for showing us around.
Okay.
And we're now going to get a massage, but you're not going to be able to see that, sorry. What do you think of the new moustache? I went to get my moustache trimmed. I got a lovely beard trim. Left the moustache by a chap called Mel. Really cool shop, actually. Anyway, he's given me the most enormous sideburns, which I've never had before, and I'm loving it. Proper old school. The cost, £3.50. Unbelievable. And he really gave me a lot of care and attention. And then we had a massage for 1 hour. I think it was about 26 quid. Insane. Really good. Now, when I got home, my mother asked me, what's been the best thing you've seen or experienced on your trip? And it's a very easy question to answer. The petrol station. Arguably the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I'm even considering starting a new channel, Petrol Stations with Mark. I just go around petrol stations reviewing them. Because seriously, what they're doing in Morocco, they're onto something. Check this out. Some say this is merely a petrol station. I say this is the single best thing I've experienced in Morocco so far. I'm not joking. To my left, to your right, we have one hell of a car cleaning service. I got my bike cleaned and it cost about 2 quid. It took them half an hour. Chain completely scrubbed, oiled, job done, also polished, waxed, had a bit of a towel service at the end. And this is a really good point. Right, if I show you the price of gas over here, so I'm typically paying around £21 to fill up my tank in the UK. Over here, about 16 quid for a full tank. It's not bad at all, is it? You'll notice it's clean. Something that is not very apparent in Morocco in general is there are bins here. We could do with more bins. Because what people actually do when I'm driving along, and I genuinely mean this, they will throw their litter out the car. I almost had a yogurt pot almost hit me in the bloody face. Let me show you Oasis Cafe, which is apparently quite a stereotypical cafe in Morocco. It's a really good cafe and prices are good. Should we just buy some cake? Come with me. And the name of this establishment, Afriqua. I don't know how to actually say that. Afriqua. Afriquai. Afriquia. Anyway, come with me. We've got a little shop in here. Cigarettes, £2.83. If you want a pack of 20 in the UK, 17 quid. That's a joke. Some funky tunes. Bum, 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 bum. Petrol station! We're in a petrol station! Coolest petrol station in all of the fucking world! Ding diddle ding diddle ding ding bong. Best petrol station in the world. Tunes, cake, cheap fuel, lovely little supermarket, and it's clean. And I like being clean. And where we've been is not very clean at all. Now I want to talk about this bike because I've put 5,000 miles alone on this trip, on this bike. So I feel like I've got a somewhat of an understanding for how well this bike performs, the advantages, the disadvantages. First of all, this is not a stock bike. This has a saddleman seat with great lumbar support, making you sit in the bike rather than on the bike. I don't like riding bikes where you're on top of it. I like to be in them because then it feels like you're part of the bike. It's a completely different experience. But how well did the bike perform? I took it into the Agafay desert with these tyres on. That's not normal. Like, no one would ever do that. Why would you use these tyres? It's absolutely stupid. But the bike did it. The bike did it. Now, this bike is in the adventure class category, and so most people will always be opting for a GS, and I hate the GS. The GS is for geography teachers who will always ship their bike back via container whenever they do a long distance trip. It's just stupid. Loads of money, all the gear, no idea. Sounds like someone I know. I have to take my hats off to Harley Davidson, and it's a real shame that this bike hasn't had that many sales because it's beautiful. It's reliable. It never failed me once. There was no battery issues. Everything worked just the way it should. I didn't drop it. There's not a scratch on this bike. All you have to do when you're touring is make sure that the tyres have enough air and that the chain is really well oiled. I was oiling my chain every ride, every single day. That might sound bonkers to you, but a clean chain is a fast chain is a safe chain. So always clean your chain. But the thing I love about this bike is the looks. It's the most Marmite bike, I think, on the market at this present moment. So many people love this thing. They look at it and go, shit, that is a muscle bike out of Batman. And some people go, that is the most stupid looking fridge I've ever seen. It looks like a pissed off fridge. The thing I loved about Morocco is that it's a really big biking country. They all ride these little Chinese mopeds. So it's very rare for them to see bikes like this, and they absolutely love it. Every town I went through, they were like, go on, do a rev, do a wheelie, whatever. Even the police officer with a speed gun asked me to do a wheelie. It was just a magical, magical bike to ride on through a spectacular country. It was the perfect bike. Now, why don't I talk about the downsides? There aren't many. There really aren't that many downsides to this bike. I didn't have many problems other than the overheating. The overheating was a problem. When I got into the Agafay Desert, it was so hot I had to switch the bike off. I was really worried it was going to blow up. But it didn't, but it also didn't turn on. And that was a scary moment when there was no shade. It was so hot, I had no water, no phone signal. The bike wouldn't turn on. That was a really scary moment for me. And partly why I did not want to go to the Sahara, because I thought, well, what's the point? I'm just gonna get there and go, there you are, there's some dunes, off I go again. There was nothing in me that wanted to go to the Sahara Desert. Do I have any regrets? No, because it was the right call. The moment you sense that you might be in danger or something might be a bad decision, you don't do it, especially on a motorbike, because it's your life in the environment's hands or in your own. And if you make mistakes, you'll pay for it. So, sorry folks, I didn't go. But I am so happy with this bike. I'm gonna hold on to it for as long as I can. I'm gonna do some more tours. It ripped. This thing sounds insane with the custom exhaust. It was just fantastic, ripping it through the tunnels. So many people asking me, what is it? Is that Harley Davidson? No, it's not really. People haven't seen these bikes before because they're not exposed to many Harley Davidsons in countries like Morocco. I didn't see a single Harley Davidson. The only bike I saw was GS after GS after GS. When I got on the ferry back to Portsmouth, every bike was a GS. I just thought, where's the fun in it? The reason I love my motorbike is because I put my own stamp on it. People who own Pan Americas and have ridden this bike have said it's like nothing they've ever ridden before. It is raw power. This thing's been tuned. This thing has 170 brake horsepower, and with the luggage over the back, you can't even feel it. You just need a pair of straps, some luggage, throw it on the back, and off you go. That was it. It was brilliant. I had an amazing time, and I really want to take this bike on more tours. It's the perfect tool. It's reliable, it's fast, it's mega comfy, and it's modern. You may be wondering, what was the fuel economy like? I was doing, on average, 235 miles to the gallon on this bike. And it's been mapped, and it has a new header and exhaust system. It's 170 brake horsepower, it's been tampered with, and it's pushing out 235 miles to the gallon. That, ladies and gentlemen, is excellent. And on my birthday, I bid you good luck and farewell. It's been a joy showing you around Africa. I've had fun, I hope you've had fun. And this band came just to see me goodbye. Fuck off, flies.